Hi friends, and again, thank you so much for liking my channel. Thank you for the appreciation that I've been getting on my videos, and for all those, if I have disappointed you in not maybe answering your calls or messages or not answering to you on time, I truly apologize. I have my limitations, I have my reservations, and I wouldn't want to. So I do a lot of things in the day. I keep writing something, I keep reading something. I have children to take care of. I have my own practice, and on top of that, it's not very much possible for me to answer every text, every message, every phone call. So please, I'm really really sorry. But and again, please let me tell you कि I highly appreciate if you are, if you think my content is good, and if you think that I am doing something for the general good, I'm really really thankful. I think just one little appreciation and that note is good enough. But I'd really appreciate if you all also do not make it a compulsion to see to it that you keep on writing so much about it and expecting me to respond to everything, because that's really difficult. Also, rather you all can really spend that time. If you think that idea is so good, you all can spread this idea towards somebody else. Spread the message in your way. I'm not saying, I mean, if you can share my videos, great. But if you don't want to do that, you can, in your own way, try to prevent this thing from happening further. But I think that's one thing, that's a great contribution, by just letting me know that you are you think I'm doing a good job, or my ideas are great. That's great. I mean everybody likes appreciation. I'm very very thankful and grateful. लेकिन अगर सच में you're really you feel that the idea is good and these things need to be really prevented, then why don't you just help me out? Why don't you just be one of, just join the gang? I don't know, there is just no gang as such. It's just me right now. It's a one-man army. Just try doing this, whatever you can in your own little capacity. Even that can make a huge difference. See, I have not hated or disliked people who are into any of these disorders, because I know there is a reason why people are into this. All I'm trying to do is that if you can also understand that reason and try to work on it. I have myself overcome a lot of emotional troubles. I have been a victim to a lot of fears, a lot of complexes, lot of turbulences. Like nobody's life is very very smooth. अगर आपको लगता है, if you think that अभी मैं आके बैठ के सब बोल रही हूँ, तो I must have been like very normal. I must have been completely perfect. Nobody is perfect. Neither was I, neither I am right now. I'm still doing a lot of work on myself, which is like a continuous process. लेकिन यहाँ तक पहुँचने के लिए भी it has taken me a lot of time. Why I am stressing on working out on your problems is because this is not giving you also that peace. See, आप लोगों को प्लेजर मिल रहा है कुछ करने से, लेकिन उसमें पीस नहीं है. पीस इज द feeling good about it, feeling happy, feeling peaceful. Sometimes you are happy because your egos are happy, because you're pleased with that. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू आर इन फ्रेंड्स, आपने किसी की आज किसी का बहुत मजाक उड़ाया, तो वो मजाक में आपको बहुत हंसी आई. यू फील हैप्पी दैट मोमेंट, बट आफ्टर दैट देर इज अ बर्डन. अगर जेन्यूनली आपको लगता है कि आपने वो, सी आपके मन को पता होता है, यू नो कि इफ़ यू हैव एक्सीडेड योर लिमिट ऑफ ह्यूमिलिएटिंग समवन, ऑफ यू एक्सीडेड योर लिमिट ऑफ वो मजाक को आप कोई और सीमा तक लेके गए थे, वो हेल्दी वाले लाइन से गुजर गया था. सो यू डोंट फील गुड अबाउट इट. लेकिन ये चीज़ आप किसी को बता नहीं सकते, और क्योंकि आप उसे बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते, आप किसी और चीज़ में अपना ध्यान बटा देते हैं. जैसे टीवी देखना शुरू कर देते हैं, और किसी और फ्रेंड के साथ बात करना शुरू कर देते हैं. तो आज आपको इंसेस्ट के लिए यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ इंसेस्ट, बिकॉज आप लोग या तो कॉन्स्टेंटली वो कर रहे हैं, तो आपको उससे जो प्लेजर मिल रहा है, आपको उसके आगे कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. या तो मोमेंट आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि ओ माय गॉड ये क्या हो गया, ये गलत है. उससे बचने के लिए आप किसी और प्लेजर के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. जैसे कि आपने कोई ज़्यादा पॉर्न देख लिया, कोई और मूवी देख ली, कोई और कुछ और कर लिया, पर आप अपने आप के साथ वक्त नहीं गुजार पा रहे विदाउट डूइंग एनीथिंग. आपको अगर सच में जानना है ना कि शांति कहाँ होती है या कैसी होती है। कभी अगर मौका मिले तो अपने आप के साथ कुछ किए बगैर, एक फ़ोन कॉल, कोई फ़ोन नहीं रखना, म्यूज़िक नहीं रखना, टीवी नहीं रखना, शांति से बस बैठ के अपने आप के साथ बैठिए एक आधे घंटे के लिए। अगर आप नहीं बैठ पा रहे हो, अगर आप उस वक्त बहुत ही रेस्टलेस हो रहे हो, इसका मतलब है कि आपके अंदर से वो पीस, दैट पीस विद इन यू इज मिसिंग, इट्स नॉट देयर। एंड दैट इज एग्जैक्टली माई पर्पज, माई होल पर्पज ऑफ मेकिंग दिस हैपन इज बिकॉज द मेंटल पीस इज नॉट देयर. If we need anything to make ourselves feel peaceful, then that means you are not doing something right. And that is what I want each one of you to identify. Let's not waste time. Today's topic is going to be on paraphilias. ये पैराफीलिया एक डिसऑर्डर है जो सेक्सुअल डिसऑर्डर के तरीके से जाना जाता है. So these are sexual disorders which are called as paraphilias. It's a Greek word. I'm not going to go into technical details, but I'll quickly tell you the kind of paraphilias. फर्स्ट इज वॉयरिज्म. वॉयरिज्म इज जब हम छुप छुप के किसी को चेंज करते हुए दिखते हैं, किसी को सेक्सुअल पोजीशन में दिखते हैं. जैसे कि टू पीपल, जैसे लॉट ऑफ माई इंसेस्ट क्लाइंट्स हैव टोल्ड मी आई हैव सीन आवर पेरेंट्स हैविंग सेक्स. अब जहाँ घर छोटा है, बच्चे बाजू में सो रहे हैं, देख लिया, वो अलग बात है. लेकिन देर आर पीपल हु हैव टोल्ड मी कि हमने हमारे पेरेंट्स के रूम में झाँका था, वी हैव सीन आवर पेरेंट्स हैविंग सेक्स, तो इट वॉज अराउजिंग. तो आपको ये आदत हो चुकी थी क्योंकि वो रूम बंद करते हैं, आपको लगता है कि कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है जो हमें नहीं देखना चाहिए, तो हमें जानबूझ के वो देखना है. अब जैसे नाउ लेट मी टेल यू वन टिपिकल थिंग अबाउट पैराफिलिया. पैराफिलिया अक्सर 13 साल की उम्र के पहले ही डेवलप होना शुरू हो जाता है. तो आपको आपके खुद के टेंडेंसीज यू शुड नो. सो इफ यू हैड द टेंडेंसी दैट ओके, इफ समवन इज टेलिंग यू डोंट गो बट यू वांट टू गो देयर, so you have that rebel in you. You are not somebody who can stick to rules, regulations, or you will prevent yourself from understanding that okay, there must be something happening, and when if someone doesn't want, somebody is not comfortable, why should I go? You want to go and check it out, that okay, let me see what's happening, because he or she has prevented me and prohibited me from looking there, from coming there. So you want to just do it. So this tendency is not correct, and you might have had this tendency from that age itself. Also, now it develops then, okay? So that is, it starts with that. You see your parents or you see your neighbors, you see newly married couple, into sexual positions without their consent. You see somebody bathing, somebody changing. So ye wale tendencies ko called as voyeurism. Second is exhibitionism. So many women have experienced this on the roads and on railway platforms and on bus stands, that you're waiting for the bus, you're just looking here and there. सामने से अचानक से you see somebody on the bike, somebody is walking by, and you see a man suddenly exposing his genitals, and that woman is wondering क्या हुआ. By the time she even wonders, and she's like just shocked. That person is already again zipped up his pant and he's out. लेकिन that moment of showing that thing is giving him a very different pleasure, and that is called exhibitionism. So you exhibit your private part which is supposed to be covered. Frotteurism is when you rub your private parts against somebody. So yeah, but again, I mean, let me also tell you, paraphilia mein lot of men are diagnosed with this, not lot of women. Women are mostly diagnosed with one particular thing, which I'll come to in the next one. So frotteurism mein, in crowded places you see men usually rubbing their genitals against women, so when they touch women here and there, because in the pretext of rush, rush mein pata nahi chalega, so they nicely walk in front of you, they rub their hands against women's body parts and they go away. Sexual masochism. Now masochism is something that was found to a great extent in 50 Shades of Grey, and this is a little bit seen in women, but not other paraphilias are seen in women, but this is one thing which is observed in women. Again, paraphilias are generally developed out of emotional disorders, like जो बचपन में अगर emotions के साथ अच्छे से आपने डील नहीं किया है या पता नहीं चला है, तो it can develop into these kind of disorders, right? Next is pedophilia. Everybody knows what pedophilia is, when you behave, when children are raped, when children are molested. So these are also paraphilic disorders. Sexual sadism. सेडिज्म मतलब जहाँ पे आप किसी और को सफ़र होते हुए देख के आपको बहुत अराउज फील होता है. सो यू नो व्हेन समवन इज क्राइंग यू वांट टू हैव सेक्स विद देम एट दैट पॉइंट बिकॉज यू आर दैट पर्सन इज वेरी अनहैप्पी सैड ग्रीफ में है, तो you want to have sex with that person. Fetishism means being obsessive about or getting attached. You have this obsession about a particular body part, particular thing. Just say some people have obsession with legs, some people have obsession with particular eyes or particular lips or particular whatever, you know. So the certain fetishism have with certain surroundings, certain situations. That's fetishism. Transverism is when you cross dress. So a woman will dress like a man. Usually it's men who do dress up like women and they get aroused. Then autogynephilia. Now autogynephilia is when just by thinking about it that okay, what if I would have been a man, or what if I would have been a woman, you get aroused, and that fantasy gets you into arousals. Now apart from these there are other ones which are categorized into one thing because वो इतने common नहीं है but they are still there. One is necrophilia, so people who get aroused looking at the dead bodies. Another is scatologia, coprophilia, and zoophilia. Zoophilia is with animals. Okay, so these are few ones which are not very commonly seen, so I'm not going in details, but let me quickly go to the reasons. Now why are these things happening? First is temperament. As I said कि अगर आपका basic nature या personality, आपका basic emotional nature ऐसा है कि आप ज़्यादा you cannot what you call you cannot say, as I said, you can't listen to orders, rules. You cannot abide by them. You are a very disobedient, rough, rebellion kind of a person. So that temperament, emotionally basically not easy to manage. If that kind of a temperament you have had from beginning, then you are more prone. तो आप ऐसे लोग ज़्यादा आपको इस disorders में पाए जाएंगे. अर्ली रिलेशनशिप फॉर्मेशन. अगर आपका रिलेशनशिप जो अर्ली स्टेज में होना चाहिए था, जैसे कि इफ़ यू हैड प्रॉब्लम्स टू टेक सर्टन थिंग्स इमोशनली, यू कुडंट कॉम्प्रीहेंड इट, तो आपने उसके लिए हेल्प नहीं मांगी, किसी को बताया नहीं. जैसे कि यू फेल्ट इंसल्टेड ऑल द टाइम, यू फेल्ट दैट यू हैड सम लैक, देयर वाज समथिंग विद इन यू व्हिच वाज लैकिंग, बट यू कुडंट टॉक टू पीपल अबाउट इट. You never took help. So that relationship जो आपका अपने आप के साथ होना चाहिए, which was never formed well. So you always try to look out that pleasure, that you want to fulfill that lack by doing something crazy with the world outside, and it's usually in the sexual area because all these emotions come down to sexual issues. Then trauma repetition. If you are being like, आपको सुधारने के लिए, because आपका एक तो personality is like that, so आपको सुधारने के लिए, if your parents are hitting you a lot, if you see a lot of violence in your house, and if it's violent behavior is done with you also, if you are also abused and assaulted, even that can make you turn into this. Disrupted developmental of sexuality. Now this is very very interesting, and this is according to me this is one of the main causes. Wherein in adolescence or before adolescence, if you come across something which arouses you, because in a pre-hormonal or hormonal stage, when you are a teen or before you get into teenage, pre-hormonal stage, when something arouses you and you associate with something sexually, you get fixated to that. आपको वो fixation हो जाता है, and then you look out for those abnormalities in getting yourself sexually satisfied. Family risks. Also in family, wherein many a times family में वो genetic होता है, if your father or mother has it or grandfather has it, it comes in genes. Also in places where some families have not have been too open about sex, and some families who have too many inhibitions or too many restrictions on sexual areas, sexual talks, topics, etc., even they come out as having these kind of issues. And people who have been prone to high conflict, मतलब हर कोई आके उसको गुस्सा कर रहा है, हर कोई आके उसको मार रहा है, the child is being punished day in day out, the child is being talked bad about, the child feels there is a complex development in the child that I don't look good, there is nothing great in me, I am this, I am that. So the child starts feeling internal conflict बहुत बढ़ जाता है, So these are the children or people who are more prone to paraphilias. And I would say the main consequences which I have not only just seen, but it's also proved scientifically. The main conflict, the main thing that we see in paraphilias, the consequence of paraphilias are they do not have permanent relationships. Their relationships don't sustain, because every time they bump into somebody nice, also their disorder actually makes sure that they are out of the relationship. So this is very sad. They usually have lonely, have to live a lonely life, and they are basically not amongst societies. You don't even see them having a lot of friends, because ये एक ऐसा disorder है कि आज नहीं तो कल it comes, and people do come to know, and they kind of start disrespecting you, and they don't want to be in touch with you. So this is a little bit about paraphilia. I'm going to be talking about each disorder, hopefully. But meanwhile, please post your comments and let me know if you've liked today's video and if it's helped you. Thank you so much.